So the experience that we have when we do a yoga position depends very much on whether we are picturing it correctly. Sometimes we have a completely wrong idea about the position and then it won't work. Today we're going to do the shoulder stand at the end of the session, and we're going to build up with some various mental pictures before that can help us gain the right picture of the shoulder stand. And I'd like to show you this picture now. So if you need glasses to be able to see your screen properly, please get them. So here is a drawing of the shoulder stand, and I hope that you can see that there are some lines going in there. Right, so these lines, the bottom two lines, they point towards the heart center in the body there. Then the middle two lines, they point to the ribs, or to the middle of the body, the area that we call the solar plexus. And then the top two lines, they point more towards the pelvic region. And these lines represent, we could imagine, centripetally working forces, forces that work from outside onto the body and give it a form, give it a shape, give it clear contours. And we could also imagine that our own awareness is like that. If we have a good picture of the body, it kind of works onto the body as if from outside to give it a good form. And then there is another line going up. And this you could imagine, in fact, you can't really see, but it actually starts at the heart center and it goes up through the whole body and travels upwards. And this is a line that we could imagine is carrying the body upwards from inside. And that line we could imagine as representing our own willpower or effort that we need to make to rise up. So we've got, if you like, forces that work from outside giving the body shape, and forces that work from inside carrying it upwards against gravity. And that's what we're going to picture today. We're going to picture these two directions of movement. We could describe them as centripetal from outside and centrifugal from inside upwards. We'll do various different exercises, but we'll stay with that picture. We'll build up the picture, and then we'll practice the shoulder stand at the end. So let's come to a standing position. In the shoulder stand, we need to warm up the body well. So we'll start with the sun prayer. You can make a narrow form with your body, your feet together, your legs together. And let's just imagine that there are forces that work from outside onto the body, giving it a clear shape. And also a line that rises up, helping our body to rise upwards. We take the hands together from outside inwards, and then take the arms up, and we can make this picture that goes from inside outwards, as if we have a line running up through the body, up through the arms, and out through the tops of the fingers, carrying us up into a long form. Then we can come down to the forward bend. Let the breath flow. Just allow the backs of your legs to stretch and allow the back to stretch. And now take your right foot back, and we'll come into the half moon position. Take the arms above the head, and let's pause in this position and work again at this idea. Imagine there are forms from outside that work onto the body, giving it clear contours. And a force that rises upwards, we could say, from the solar plexus upwards, carrying it up high. Now let's come into the plank. This one is a good one to picture, that we've got very clear contours, something shining at us from outside. Take the knees down, take the chest down, slide along the ground, and come into the cobra. Pause here and have a good feeling of a clear form as if you're being shone around from outside. Your chest rises up. Come into the triangular form again, clearly formed. Right foot forward. Half movements again. We've got clear contours. And we've got a growing movement upwards. Centripetal forces, centrifugal. Other foot forward. Gliding out. Swing up. Body has clear contours. And it flows upwards. Take the hands down, and even in the standing position in itself, it's an important position. We could imagine there are clear contours around the body, and we're lifted up against gravity. Let's repeat to the other side. These mental pictures should really help us with time to start feeling lighter. The body's lifted out of its heaviness. Come down. Left foot back. Take the arms up. Long flowing form from inside upwards. Contours from outside. The plank. The contours from outside. Very clear form. Knees down. Chest down. Open up. A good clear form in the cobra. Think of the shape being shone around, illuminated from outside. Downward dog. These centripetal forces working inwards, you could imagine it's like a light shining on the body and coating the edges of the body. Left foot forward. Rising up. Hands, the other foot forward. Lengthen outwards. And swing upwards. Coated from outside, blowing up from inside. Hands by your sides again. The body is coated from outside and it flows up from inside. We'll do a second round and we'll focus more on the thoracic spine, this part here. But this movement upwards is going to come now more from that point. That's an important point for the shoulder stand. Take the hands to the heart center. And it's behind the heart center that we can now imagine that force flowing upwards through the upper spine and continuing through the arms, really carrying your whole chest and then your arms upwards. Come down. Lengthen far out forwards this time. Streaming outwards from the thoracic spine. Imagine the force streaming out, carrying you lengthways. Hands by your feet, right foot back. Come up into the half moon. Take your attention to the heart center again. And now imagine a force that streams upwards from the heart center through the upper spine and all the way up through the arms, making you longer and longer. And then come into the plank. Firm line. Even here, we can think of the heart center and the lengthening through the top bit of the spine so that the head is almost carried out forwards into the space in front of you. Take the knees down and the chest. Slide into the cobra. Once again, you can really open your chest. Picture that point for your body. And then imagine that you're being drawn up even further, the chest coming more into an openness. Push back into downward dog. Chest towards your knees. Right foot forward. And from the heart center, flowing up into eye. And the other foot forward. And glide far out in front again. And then relax and swing all the way up. Again, picture from the heart center. That flowing movement upwards. And take the hands by your sides. Hands together. Rising up. Flowing. Come down and glide far out. Left foot back. Rise up. The plank. Knees, chest and face down. Cobra. Downward dog. Left foot forward. Lowering right up into the leg. And the other foot forward. Lengthening far out. And swinging all the way up. And hands by your sides. We'll do one more round of the sun breath, faster this time. And really lengthening. Still keep imagining these lengthening forces that really carry us outwards. Take the right foot back. Come into the half moon. And really grow higher. Then come to the plank. Take the knees and chest down. Open into the cobra. Push back into downward dog. Long forces. Right foot forward. Being drawn right far up into the half moon. And left foot forward. Glide far out in front. Swing up into the standing half moon and grow. And hands by your sides. And the other side. Good flowing, long, gliding movements up into the standing half moon. Down into the standing head to knee position. Left foot back. Up into the half moon and grow. And then come into the plank. Take the knees down. Take the chest down. Open into the cobra. Push into the triangle. Left foot forward. And the half moon. And the right foot forward. And glide out. And swing up. Lengthening. And then come into the vertical line. Okay. We'll come to a couple of balancing exercises next. The first one is the tree. And let's start first of all just with the hand gesture of the tree while we're getting our breath back from the sun prayer. We can build this picture of these centripetal forces, the ones that work from outside. Take your hands wide out and then draw them inwards to the heart center. This is a gesture. So it's a gesture with the arms accompanied by a mental picture. You could even say it the other way around. It's a mental picture accompanied by a gesture. We start from outside. The mental picture is of something that works from outside. And we take the hands in and a center is formed. Let's do that one more time, really clearly picturing that movement as if there are lines that work from outside, like we saw in the picture earlier, gathering in to a centre. Okay, we'll do the same thing, standing on one leg. The danger is that we lose the mental picture and start focusing on the balance. Stay with the mental picture, have a good upright spine, you're still being drawn upwards. And take one foot up, you can either take the foot against your leg, or you can take it right up into your thigh, or if you're able to, you can take the foot up into the groin, turning the sole of the foot face upwards. One of those three. And then take the arms outwards. And once again, create the same picture. Forces travel from outside inwards, forming the centre. Take the hands down. Take your leg down. Remain aware of your upright spine. That's the line carrying you upwards on the one hand. And take the other foot up. Open the arms. And make your mental picture once again. Forces travel from outside inwards to the heart. The centre is formed. Take the hands down, take the foot down. We'll come to another balancing exercise, St Andrew's cross. We can have a similar picture here. The feet now are quite wide apart, and the hands the same distance apart as your feet. So you're making a symmetrical cross shape. And the crossing point will be around about here, just below the heart centre. So once again, we can have that picture of forces travel from outside through the limbs to meet at the centre, the crossing point. Build up that picture in your mind. And you can also build up the picture going in the opposite direction from the crossing point. Forces at the same time travel outwards through the limbs into the space around you. So our picture now is going in both directions simultaneously. Let's build that up in your mind. So that you feel that crossing point is really a dynamic centre. It's got forces meeting at it and flowing out again from it. And once you have the picture clear in your mind, come up onto your toes. Stay with the picture. Come back down. And relax your arms. Wait for the next position. You can come onto your front. And this is a position again where we're going to focus on gathering into a centre and streaming out. This time the centre is the solar plexus. So you're lying in this position on your front. See if you can feel your lower ribs resting on the floor. Can you feel the touch of the lower ribs? Because behind the lower ribs, you have the solar plexus center on your back. So now we want to imagine the force working downwards from above rather than upwards. It's working downwards from above to that center. You can just stay with that, so your ribs come pressing down, and you can start to lift your chest up a little bit so that the middle part of your back tightens. Imagine force is working downwards. The outwards will be now through your upper spine and out through your head. So lower your head, and we'll do the same thing raising one leg. The force works downwards from above, from the ceiling, down onto the middle of your back, pressing it down. And now if you raise one leg up behind, the force moves in an outward direction through your leg and through your arms. Come back down. Build up that picture again. The force works down from above onto your back and up and out through the other leg. And come back down. Now we're going to do both at the same time, the chest and the leg. Think of the force coming down onto your back and lift up both your chest and your leg. The body streams outwards, forwards and backwards, and is pressed down in the center. You stay with that mental picture. Come back down. The other side. Rising up. We press down into the center, we glide out forwards and backwards. And down again. And now we'll do the bow. You can take hold of your ankles. We have the same picture. The force works from the center downwards. It pushes the legs out backwards and the chest up forwards. If you like, you can just watch me do it first. I picture the force moving down into the middle of the back first. And from there, it flows back through the legs and up into the chest. When you're ready, you can have a go. Keep breathing and come back down. I think it's very interesting with this exercise to really notice how the mental picture makes a difference. Let's do it once again and make sure you've got an absolutely clear picture before you start of the line coming down into the middle of your back. Once again, take hold of the ankles. Create the picture. Line flows from above down to the middle of your back. And the next picture is that forces stream outwards in the two directions. And when you're ready, the legs come up and the chest. And you can renew your picture again and again, centering in at your back and letting the legs and the chest come even higher. And come back down again. And just push back into child's pose. And then come up to a sitting position. And if you sit with your knees slightly bent, your back upright, let's become aware again of our heart center. So we have in the picture forces that stream upwards from the heart center. In an upside down position, but we'll do it again in the upright position. Imagining that picture and allowing forces to stream up through your upper spine, through the arms, and right up to the fingers. An upward streaming movement. Really picture it. The fingers come together. Fingers come all the way together at the top. And come back down again. So you can't use the sitting balance. It's the same thing, but this time we take the legs off the ground. Think of the movement going from the heart center upwards. So your chest is really lifted. Lean back a little bit and take the legs up. And come back down. Right, so finally we'll come to the shoulder stand. Shoulder stand, we have the picture of forces that work in onto the body, giving it clear contours, and then from the heart upwards into the legs. Let's do the first rolling up. And come back again. We're going to do that 5 times just to really loosen up the spine. You can stretch up and then do it again. You don't need to hold your back yet. You can keep the hands on the floor and stay with the idea of working upwards from the heart center through the body. Going back again, rising up, and again. And sit up again. And one more time. And then come back up to a sitting position, gliding up. Okay, just have a look. The next movement that we're going to do is to rise up without using the hands. We're going to take the arms like this above the head. Just have a look first. And I'm going to picture rising up from the heart center. Okay. One at a time, you can take your arms above your head until you can balance. Now, we could build our mental picture. Forces work from outside onto the body and from the heart center upwards. We're doing this with the arms above the head. Flowing up. Okay, we might have a go at that. So roll onto your backs. Take one arm up above your head. And the second arm up above your head. Make the picture. Forces work from outside onto your heart, ribs, and pelvis. And from inside, they work from the heart center, carrying you upwards. Okay, come back again to a sitting position. Once again, go upwards with your body. And just have another look. We'll come this time into the full shoulder stand. Just have a look first. How we're going to do it. We'll come up. First of all, the hands are on the floor behind you. And it's good if you can picture the rising up movement from the heart center all the way up through the spine and the legs first. And come up as high as you can. If possible, you can even clasp your hands, drawing your shoulder blades closer together so the arms flow along the floor. And then finally, you can take your back and you can rise up once again a little bit further. And then we stay with the picture. Forces that work from outside, giving control from inside, carrying us upwards. So we'd like to then have a go. Rolling onto your back, hands behind your back to begin with. Make your picture already at this stage. Forces work from outside, shining onto your sides, onto your heart, and onto your pelvis. Forces work from inside, from the heart center, traveling upwards. You can, if possible, clasp your fingers and glide along the floor with your arms, tightening your shoulders together a little bit more. And then take them onto your back. And come back to the same picture. Forces work from outside, giving the body a clear contour, chest, sides, pelvis. And from the heart center, upwards, carrying it up against gravity. And then come back down. And come up to an upright sitting position. Let's just build up our picture one final time in the actual sitting position. You can imagine these forces that come from outside, they come onto the region of the chest, the region of the sides, and the region of the pelvis, giving the body a well-formed shape. And we can imagine forces that travel all the way up through the spine, via the heart center, and beyond, carrying us upwards, giving us a length that carries us up against gravity. Stay with that picture. Notice the effect that the picture has on your body. And this is the main learning step from today, that what we picture completely influences our experience. Let's finish the session there.